Hey everybody. So I wanted to vlog about something real quick. Just watched Angry Joe doing a vlog about Nintendo and copyright claims and such, and and I just wanted to add a little bit of 2 cents because he was talking about how it's bullshit and how Nintendo's evil and corrupt and all this. And well, I would just like to say, like, for anybody, and I understand that there are a lot of people like Angry Joe and such, who do this sort of thing as their job for a living, and so they need to make money off of their videos. And they do deserve to make money off of their work, and everything that they do and such. And I just thought it was kind of funny how he said, "Oh, they issued me a copyright claim on my video that I did for Mario Party 10, or for whatever Mario or Nintendo related game that it was." And I watched it and I said, "That's not a copyright claim. That's a third party claim, meaning that your video is still viewable. You're just not going to make any money." Because trust me, I've gotten full-on copyright claims where it says, "This has copyrighted material, you cannot use this. This video is blocked." That sucks. And, and I don't get a lot of third-party claims, but when I do, it is pretty damn annoying, because it doesn't tell you outright in the email that this is a third-party claim. This doesn't really mean all that much, except that it's still viewable. Everybody can watch it, but you're not going to make money off of it, which for me, right now anyway, is fine, because I'm not doing this to make money. I can't, because I'm so smug. And it just kind of annoys me too, because yeah, Nintendo is pretty shitty about that, about people trying to make money off of their YouTube pages whenever they do any kind of a Let's Play, or maybe even a game review, or anything that even features any kind of Nintendo related music or game footage, or or anything else. And it does suck that if you do a video that's a half hour long or so, and you're talking about multiple different things, if you mention any type of company, that will instantly grab onto your video and say, "Oh, well, this few seconds here where you used a little bit of our music, that's ours, so we deserve a little bit of money from that." Yeah, that sucks. That's why whenever I do any type of review or anything like that, which isn't much, I try to use a lot of domain music that's free and such, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Not that it matters. But and I would just like to point out too how he was talking about how like everybody likes to pick on EA, for doing all these shitty practices and everything. Oh, but when Nintendo does it, like, Nintendo actually makes quality games. Yeah, they do tend to repeat themselves with, "Hey, it's a new brand of Mario with, pretty much the same gameplay mechanics and maybe a few minor differences, but that's it." I could see, some kind of a relative argument being made for that for Nintendo to EA, but EA, from what I understand, has much, much shittier practices than that, especially given the fact that they churn out a game from every single one of their franchises every single year, to the point where it gets so muddled down with nothing new, nothing innovative. It's the same thing. And I haven't played a lot of EA games, so I can't really say. I've only played a few, and some of what I've played, I've enjoyed. There have been problems. I would actually be interested in trying to make a challenge of going through probably the last couple of years of EA Central games and playing them to see how they are, actually. So, because I don't play a lot of sports games aside from what I grew up with. But from what I hear or understand about some of the latest EA sports games, they make it so that it's really complicated, and half the time there's no tutorial. So if you haven't played an EA Sports game before, you're going to get lost. But then there's also the fact, too, that there are independent game companies who are worse. And we've heard these stories over like the last year or so, where an online game critic, say Total Biscuit, or the Jimquisition show, where they get contacted, or they contact this game developer, like, hey, we'd like to do a Let's Play or review of your game, and they give them a free copy, and they play it, and they give it a bad review because it's not a very good game. And they show that in their video, that, hey, this game is not very good. And then those people will go to great lengths to get that video taken down, and then make all these ridiculous claims about how we didn't give them permission to use our material. This is copyright claim. They're stealing our product, and they're, saying lies about our product. And yet, the reviewer says, well, we have the email where you contacted us and asked us to take a look at your product. And you gave us a free copy of it. And we told you who we were and what we do. It's that is worse. And that's from a small game company. That's an independent game company that only exists on Steam. Somehow the small game companies, only a few, are worse, in terms of, gamers and YouTubes, than the big game companies like EA or Nintendo, or hell, or take your pick, really. And I bought a Wii U just a little while ago, and I've enjoyed it. I've really only bought one Wii U game, that was Smash Brothers, and I bought a few other digital titles. But I haven't really played it that much. I enjoyed it for what I've played. I do plan on doing videos with it. I'm not going to make money off of it, because they're instantly, just going to get snatched. It's funny, too, because there are some Nintendo-related videos that I've done where I'm full-on playing a Nintendo game, and some of them have gotten hit with a third-party claim, others haven't. So, and Nintendo has made a lot of mistakes in the past. Namely, just console-related. Well, namely, the Virtual Boy was a huge mistake. And, that's really the only big mistake that I know that they made that I was around for. I remember I played the Virtual Boy when I was a kid, and I thought, wow, this is bad. And I never bought it, either. So I just find it to be so weird how... Oh, and let's not forget also that YouTube a while ago, or Nintendo, started a YouTube, a multi-channel on YouTube, where if you were interested, you can contact them and become a part of that channel and do Nintendo-related videos, and you would make money, but there was a lot of, red tape in that contract where it was only to games that are on their list, and there was a limited amount of games, some of them not even recent, I think, games like Smash Brothers and such, and that they could only be positive. But when have you never heard of a game company doing this? EA did this themselves. They did it first. And they said, you can't say anything negative or disparaging about our product. And that's, I think, it's always a good idea to remain independent. That way, all your thoughts are your own. And they're never, tainted or going to be misconstrued, or always just delivered with a bullshit smile on your face. Like, hey, I really enjoyed this game. This game is awesome. It doesn't have any problems at all. Ooh, I love it. Ooh. No, that's bullshit. Every game has a problem. Not every game is perfect. And that's fine. You know, because there's always room for improvement. That's why you're a game critic, you know, or any type of a critic, where you try to take everything into account. But this whole Nintendo thing, I don't know. I mean, I don't see them changing their policies or anything like that. I don't. Because once a company, you know, kind of does that sort of thing, they're just going to continue to do it. But at least they're not going around and taking down videos of anybody saying anything negative about their product or negative about a game of theirs. There have been plenty of other companies who did. Hell, even if they were talking positively. Anybody remember the whole Sega Shining Force bullshit that they did a year or two ago? Anybody remember that? And they did it because they wanted advertising for their new Shining Force game? That was the only reason why they did it. Where they abused the system and had videos even mentioning Shining Force taken down, and those people received strikes against their accounts. That's worse. Alright, well, I mean, those are my thoughts. I don't think Nintendo's evil. They have made some mistakes. But everybody is certainly worth criticism. Everybody is. Whether it's positive or negative. Well, I'll see you guys.